Well, completely out of the blue this morning, we got our first official trailer for the upcoming Marvel Studios Ms. Marvel Disney Plus series, which I know a lot of us have been hopefully anticipating the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, which I definitely would prefer it over this, but still, we got the Ms. Marvel trailer. It's pretty cool, and along with this, we got also a first poster, a teaser poster, including the official release date of the series, which will be June 8th. Now, this is an interesting release date considering that, alright, we have Moon Knight coming up at the end of this month. That's super exciting. But also on Disney Plus, we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series on May 25th. So that means we're going to be having some overlap here between Marvel and Star Wars. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen when you have both of those shows releasing new episodes on the same day. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, but I guess it's a little experiment for Disney Plus since they have so much content to release every year now. So, anyways, without further ado, let's go and jump into this and break down this first official trailer for Marvel Studios' Ms. Marvel. Alright, so we open up the trailer with Kamala Khan. Looks like she's in class here and she's just doodling in her little notebook journal here. And this is kind of a vibe that I'm getting throughout this whole trailer, and I feel is going to be kind of a theme throughout the series. Is you can see here, she's kind of just living in her own world with her doodles and like kind of thinking about things from a comic booky way because we know she's a huge superhero nerd and she's into comic books and stuff like that. So it feels like we're going to be seeing things from that perspective portrayed in the series, which honestly I think is an interesting and cool way to do it. Reminds me of a Disney Channel show I used to watch. I believe it was called Kirby Buckets, where it was a very similar thing where you saw like kind of the life portrayed through art style. So I think that's pretty cool, and you can see that here because it's very new for Marvel Studios, the first time they've ever done anything like this. And you can see their logo right here again in a very artsy style. And you've got people talking with the comic book speech bubbles. So that's great. We also have Blinding Lights by The Weeknd playing in the trailer as well, which makes a nice addition too. And you just have this like awkwardness, this teenage high school awkwardness going on throughout this trailer, which again, it's coming of age story, so that is to be expected. And you got kind of those classic tropes. You got her with her friends there in the hallway. I love how she's wearing an Avengers shirt. Specifically, if you zoom in, it actually is like our female heroes of the MCU. You got Captain Marvel right front and center there. You got the Wasp and Valkyrie all wearing glasses for some reason, not sure exactly why. But then we have who I'm assuming is, the school bully with devil horns. Again, dealing with that whole comic booky artsy thing. Also, Mephisto confirmed, so there's that right there. And she's just talking about like, oh, I'm a weirdo and all this stuff. But then, of course, she's a teenage girl, so she's attracted to boys and all that stuff. And you got that weird stuff going on there. That's kind of awkward, but that's how things are when you're a teenager. Just everything is weird, and she's just living her whole weird life. And we see that here. She's even mentioned that we're living in her own little fantasy land. And you see this part right here. I'm not sure if this is probably a dream where she's wearing some sort of Captain Marvel suit. And we see in the trailer and previous set pics and stuff that she does wear a like homemade Captain Marvel suit at some point. But this looks a lot better than the one she's wearing actually. So I feel like this is probably a dream. And then we get just some great shots here. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Probably another dream as well. Again, wearing that Captain Marvel suit, maybe like prom queen or something like that. That's happening there. Oh, her getting her dream guy and everything. And she's like, oh, do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch or something like that? Real funny. Marvel Studios presents. And you've got her with her friend here, Bruno, and she's like, maybe they're right. I spend too much time, and you get to see kind of her heritage come into play here, her Pakistani culture. I like seeing that diversity shown in this series. You got some of that nicely exemplified here. Also, that great shot of the Captain Marvel statue. I'm assuming it's some sort of planetarium maybe, and she's just looking up at that being like, that is my role model, that is my hero, that is what I want to be in the future. So then again, there's that homemade Captain Marvel costume that she makes, a lot less cooler than the one she had in her dream. And you can tell her mom isn't into any of this at all either. And then again, tapping into that whole diversity thing here in the series, where she says it's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who saved the world. So it's something new that we're seeing in this series that you don't get to see very much. But then we tap into her powers, which this is a big change from her powers in the comics, where she's actually an inhuman. She has superpowers which allow her body to stretch and morph, But instead, in this series, she's going to be having some sort of magical genie bracelets, basically, that create power constructs. So you can see her getting kind of powered up here with, like, basically, she's going to be like a Green Lantern, but purple or pinkish, and she's just feeling this vibe of the energy, I guess you could say. And her parents are like, "Oh, did something happen to you?" And she's like, "No, why? Or did you hear something?" I'm not sure who this guy is. Kind of looks like Bishop from DC's Legend of Tomorrow. So maybe that's her father. I don't know for sure. But she's just kind of trying to get used to this life with powers. Now you get a really interesting shot right here. I actually really like the visual effects on this. I wasn't a fan of the whole power change thing when I first heard about it, but actually seeing it in the trailer, it I think I still would prefer the comics accurate version, but it's not terrible. And you get another great shot there as well. This, I believe, is going to be our villains of the series. I'm not sure who they are. If you have any theories, let me know in the comments below. But she is like being blinded by them right there. There's another great shot of her actually using the power construct, doing the embiggened hand like she does in the comics. So that's great. And of course, you have this big question of, do you know what you are? And she's just looks like one of her friends there, maybe, or just some random stranger. This looks to be wearing her actual comics accurate Ms. Marvel suit, so that's cool to see that in action here, going into action, saving the day. And she literally says, "I'm a superhero," which of course is a really big deal for her because she's always been a fan of superheroes her whole life. So now to actually be one, that's a really big deal for her. And then we get the Ms. Marvel logo, and then it ends off with the shot of her just sitting up there on a lamppost, just looking out at the skyline of New York City. And then Disney Plus logo, and there we go. So, guys, that is the first trailer for the Marvel Studios Ms. Marvel Disney Plus series. Honestly, like, it doesn't get me super excited. Like, there's not really any big reveals or anything going on in this trailer to get me hyped. I'm definitely way more excited for the Moon Knight Disney Plus series and also Thor Love and Thunder, which hopefully we get a trailer for that soon. But I do like that it is kind of tapping into a side of Marvel Studios that we've never seen before, this more coming-of-age story, kind of living the life of a teenager in that whole awkward period of your life. So I'm excited to see this and excited to see how they explain, like, where she even gets these bracelets from, where they come from, and all that stuff that's going to be going on in this series. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this first trailer for Ms. Marvel? You can let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep it to date on everything goes on in Marvel life.